Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto News, the crypto news channel. Today several news, not always good unfortunately. We are going to talk about the Fed. We are also going to talk about cryptocurrency investments for the year 2022. I am going to talk to you about Coinbase, which has just received a fine. They will have to pay at least $50 million and commit $100 million. I'll tell you that in a moment. The Genesis deal is taking a lot longer than expected. We're going to be talking about Binance and lots of other news. So please watch till the end to see all. And we will start right away with the course of cryptocurrencies. Today we are BTC at $16,800, ETH at $1,250. The market as a whole plus 0.28%. Some cryptocurrencies are still on the rise. I spoke to you yesterday about the bonk. Be careful with meme coin. But it continues to increase even if that we will say it's more than 100%. It's gone up from 30 to 50%. Good, I wanted to talk to you of the Fed. What is happening with the Fed is that there was the report, let's say of the December meeting which was published, and in this report overall they say, well, we will continue to raise interest rates for a while. Basically it's the same speech, and he continues to say the same thing. In the end it is we will continue with interest rates as long as inflation does not drop. And unfortunately the latest employment figures in the States are going to say very good so. It's something that is not going in the direction of a drop in interest rates. So we're going to say rather bad news that has just fallen. We also have investments in products crypto, a kind of crypto investment fund, listed on the stock exchange, GBTC for example, which have fallen enormously over the year 2022, that is to say that in fact over the year 2021. There were billions of dollars which arrived on these funds there, whereas in 2022 we had a drop of 95%, and there were only $433 million which arrived on these investment funds. So that too it's something quite normal, let's say in the bear market, when the price of crypto has fallen so much, that investors are losing interest in the cryptocurrency. Again, I'm not talking about assets under management, I'm really talking about the fresh money that arrives on these investment products. We also have information around Coinbase. Coinbase just signed an out-of-court settlement actually with the regulator in New York because they did some things that weren't very good around control around money laundering. Y'all know the laws, all y'all the checks that take place on the exchanges to verify the identity of people. Not to authorize a lot of transactions beyond a certain amount. A certain number of things that are done to protect against a certain number of fraud. And well, Coinbase, they were in the middle of the bull market at the end of 2021 and suddenly they did not have enough resources to ensure and to carry out the checks they had to do. And suddenly they let a lot of things go by. And the example he gives, C, is a fraudster who impersonated an employee of Company A who managed to deposit on Create Base $150 million of Company A from the bank account of Company A. So that means the fact that the fraudster had also access to the company's bank account, but he was able to increase his withdrawal limit to make a x50 of his withdrawal limit without a valid reason, because he is not necessarily active on this account. And they also checked the identity correctly of the person who was not done for the employee of the company as so many things, and we end up that the company lost $150 million. And that it would not have happened if Coinbase had put in place some checks. Finally, the money could be recovered since Coinbase does not deny. They said, yes, indeed, we take all that into account. We will improve $50 million fine. $50 million as a commitment to improve compliance on this type of subject. So good in the end, it's not much to say for Coinbase. $50 or $100 million on the scale of Coinbase, it's quite negligible. It's a small slap on the fingers, and besides, that's why the Coinbase share price increased following the publication of this information. More than 12% people said to themselves, phew, in fact, it's not that serious. And now that Coinbase has had this fine, and well, the regulator will go and take care of another exchange. And suddenly, it's rather a good thing for Coinbase to exit with only $50 million fine. I now wanted to talk to you about the Genesis case. I had talked about it some time ago, the fight between the Winklevoss brothers who are at the head of the exchange Gemini. And Genesis, the company that blocked the withdrawals, that there was an impact on a lot of different exchanges. We are talking about Gemini, Coinhouse also from memory they had problems with his company. And a lot of other exchange, and well, Genesis, they said, listen, it's going to take us longer than expected. We're really trying to move forward as quickly as possible. But it's a process that is complex and that will take us more time. but we think that in the end we arrive to a solution. So they are saying here we will get there. After that, it really also comes back to what the Winklevoss brothers said, when he said that their genesis is trying to save time. And more than 45 days that withdrawals are blocked. We still have no plan ahead. We still don't know how they are going to reimburse. Will they succeed in reimbursing users? And perhaps hundreds of thousands of people who are in the process of waiting for a resolution of this case. Is very, very annoying, and I hope it will be resolved, because I have already said it the worst scenario. Imagine that we have a sale of all the assets that are under Grayscale management. We're going to save the company that has the same owners as Genesis. It would be really catastrophic, because we would have 600,000 Bitcoin coming onto the market. We would have Ethers just as enormously coming onto the market. I also talked to you about market shares yesterday from Binance. There was a report that Binance had more than 60% of the market share. And there is a new report that it controlled 92% of the spot market. It's quite amazing. At the end of the year, they arrived at 92%. That is to say, in the month of December 2022, whereas they started the year with 45%. So it is due to a certain number of things. There was the disappearance of FTX. There were also transaction fees which went free. Finally, there are more transaction fees on a certain number of trading pairs on Binance. And there the dominance is on the Bitcoin aspect. So the information that I gave you yesterday was on the whole, let's say, trading. We are here on the Bitcoin spot market 92%. I find it amazing. There are plenty of exchanges that followed then by putting fees transaction to zero. And it's a trend, but it's going to come back if I don't think all the exchanges you stay at zero. Even if it's something that can happen with zero transaction fees in the spot market. And then the exchange that makes money with other products. Leveraged. Products, stacking products, etc. And some CEOs that wouldn't be ridiculous. For example, we've seen online banks doing that. Now let's talk about hacking. We have several users who have been hacked. We have two very well-known NFT users. We have the COO of RTFKT, that is the company that was bought by a Nike and NFTs, and well, the CEO was the victim of a phishing. He lost almost all these NFTs, hundreds of millions of hundreds of thousands of dollars. At least $175,000 gone in nature, and he probably never recovered them. We had another Cryptonovo NFT collector here who was also the victim of hacking. And the same hundreds of thousands of dollars, very well-known NFTs, were stolen. From CryptoPunks, etc. So it does not stop. It is very difficult to protect yourself. We realize that many people are victims of this type of thing. And suddenly, in order not to be a victim of honestly quite complex phishing, it is potentially necessary to have good security. A good separation of your wallets. Have a cold wallet. Have a hot wallet. Only leave on the hot wallet, the wallet connected to the internet, only the necessary quantity of things what you need. And leave on your cold wallet the most risky assets. To ensure that your wallet code almost only communicates with your hot wallet. And let's say like that, if you have been the victim of phishing, well, it is only the NFTs which are at a given moment on the wallet which are stolen. And not all your NFTs. So here it is. Listen, it's something that is sad but continues to happen, unfortunately. And finally, I wanted to talk to you about the TON blockchain, the blockchain linked to Telegram. Even if officially it's not really Telegram behind it, because they made an agreement with the SEC where they had to launch their blockchain no longer. And finally, C is the open source community that launched their own blockchain. And well, this blockchain that was just launched a new file sharing system in a decentralized way. So they are adding utility a bit to their token, the TON from Open Network. It's a good thing for those who support this token there. We see who continues to develop. They try to bring new things, and now I think it will take off when there is a very deep integration with Telegram, even if it has already started. We have seen the purchases of usernames on Telegram that can be made via this token. So here is what I had to tell you today about crypto news. I hope you enjoyed the content. If so, do not hesitate to subscribe, to like, to comment, and I tell you to tomorrow for more. Goodbye.